Riparian zones. Riparian zones are the transitional areas between land and water, including the margins of streams, rivers, lakes, and wetlands. The rich biodiversity of these zones play an important role in protecting water quality and stream ecosystem health. Riparian zones contain a variety of woody and herbaceous plant species that provide habitat and food for aquatic organisms as well as terrestrial animals, all of which contribute to high levels of organic matter in these systems. An additional benefit of this variety of plant species is the expansive root system which fortifies stream and river banks. This aids in controlling sediment deposits from erosion during extreme flow velocities and flooding. Riparian zones slow overland surface runoff and allow for infiltration down to the water table. These zones function as a large natural reactor which treat and remove nitrate from groundwater.
Why do riparian zones exist? These zones are a natural part of the terrestrial boundaries of surface water. They are incredibly important in maintaining watershed health for organisms in and around water bodies. Luckily, the landscape features of these buffers ensure that they will always exist. These areas are difficult to develop, so they are often left alone by construction and agriculture. A high water table in a riparian zone brings about the existence of the water body. In this case, the water table meets the river level, allowing groundwater to flow to the river and through the riparian zone. This flow is facilitated by the elevation gradient and allows important nutrients to be exchanged between the water, soil, and atmosphere. However, a near-surface water table is not beneficial for crops or construction. This high water table also leads to a healthy level of saturated soil in the zone. This saturation leads to anoxic conditions with little gas exchange, which would not be ideal crop or plant conditions. This saturated soil increases the soil productivity for native plants and vegetation and allows for a healthy microbial population. Finally, riparian zones often feature a steep slope that leads down to the water body. This slope makes access difficult for potential cultivation due to the high cost incurred by construction and agricultural entities, as well as the intense future erosion possibilities. These factors all ensure that riparian zones continue to be a vital part of river, stream, and lake ecosystems.
So, what actually happens in a riparian zone to treat nitrate? Well, there are three main factors to consider. Groundwater flows through the riparian zone on its way to the river. There is a large accumulation of carbon-based organic matter within the riparian zone. And therefore, there is a lot of microbial respiration. All of this sets the stage for the treatment process we call denitrification. The first step of denitrification is transport of nitrate to the riparian zone. Groundwater flows towards the lowest point of the water table towards the river. In the riparian zone, the soil surface is so near to the water table that the soil becomes saturated with groundwater.
It is here that nitrate is treated via denitrification, which is driven by microbial respiration, using nitrate to convert carbon-rich organic matter into energy. At the root of the process is the simple transfer of electrons. In the absence of oxygen, microbes need an electron donor, the organic matter, and an electron acceptor, nitrate. They transfer electrons from molecules of organic matter to molecules of nitrate, releasing energy and transforming nitrate into dinitrogen and nitrous oxide gas, which volatilize and leave the sediment for the atmosphere.
This treatment decreases the nitrate concentration in groundwater before It discharges from the riparian zone into the river. According to the North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality, riparian zones are critically important to protecting our water resources. Research reviewed by the United States Environmental Protection Agency shows that riparian buffers in North Carolina between 100 and 200 meters wide could remove between 67 and 100% of groundwater nitrate entering the river. This has led to regulations that require a minimum 50-foot riparian buffer in major watersheds in North Carolina, as mandated by the North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality.